Hi, Jonathan. Thank you so much for your poems this week. I'm going to see if I can recenter this frame a little bit better. There we go. For your very first poem, which is the one to sit in a public space, um, what I would recommend in terms of moving forward with this poem is that you return to the prompt and think about the sensory detail. So we talked about all five senses. So, I think that you capture really well in this first draft? You capture what you see. But what do you smell? What do you taste? What are you touching? What do you hear? I think that this poem would benefit with including a little bit more sensory detail into what you're doing, to what you're observing. Um, does this list, so the question number one, does this list observations outside and within? Um, I think you might be missing a word in this question in some way, so I'm not exactly sure what this question means. Is this a coherent list of observations? I do think it's coherent in terms of what you're seeing, but I think that we're missing out on the other four senses. So that would be my recommendation moving forward. Um, I love that you chose The Raven by Edgar Allan Poe to trace for this second prompt, the second poem that you wrote this week. And I love that you stuck to the end rhyme scheme, day, way, me, be, key. Um, and I think the details that you include are super vibrant. Um, I think that I can really feel the pain in terms of mental illness, um, and the idea of wanting to shake free of that. I love this line: "Revoke your rent and give me the key." I think it's brilliant. My only suggestion moving forward with this is, The Raven is a much longer poem. So what if you kept going? What if you wrote a longer poem here? I believe that was my feedback to you last week as well, is I think you get to the point in your poems where you hit this point where there's vibrancy and this great imagery that I feel shimmering just under the surface. And so I want to challenge you next week to write longer poems. Because I want to see what happens with this, what happens with your voice when you go just a little bit further. So I'm hoping that you'll have a chance to do that next week, and I look forward to seeing what you do with these two new poems. Thank you.